Two people are in court today after law enforcement says that they asked for money for a fake burial.
News 12 Midday in high definition starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jessica Dill. Thank you for joining us. It is back to work for furloughed workers. The partial government shutdown is over and a short-term deal has been reached to increase the debt ceiling. Both the Senate and the House voted late last night to end the dual stalemates, and President Obama signed the bill just after midnight. Tara Mergener explains the government's next steps.
We don't know yet.
President Obama is urging Republicans and Democrats to put their differences behind them.
If we disagree on something, we can move on and focus on the things we agree on and get some stuff done.
The president spoke this morning as thousands of federal employees returned to work. The White House chief of staff welcomed back employees this morning. Most were off the job for 16 days while Congress battled over a budget deal and almost let the government run out of money to pay its bills.
On this vote,
the stalemate ended late last night when first the Senate and then the House passed legislation to fund the government until January 15th and raise the debt ceiling until February 7th. The compromise calls for the leaders of the House and Senate budget committees to work together on a plan to reduce the deficit. Lawmakers quickly got down to business.
This is how the founders envisioned the Constitution working. And so we want to get back to that.
We're going to find the common ground between our two budgets that we both can vote on, and that's our goal.
If negotiators don't find a long-term solution, the entire budget crisis could be replayed early next year. Tara Mergener for CBS News, Washington.
A deal made on the U.S. budget comes a few days too late for an annual Augusta event. The Shears Air Show, held the third week of October for almost a decade, decided to postpone its annual show, all due to the government shutdown. The new date for the air show is scheduled for April 27th and 28th of next year. Those who have already bought tickets can get a refund where you bought them, or you can hold on to them for next year's show. And we'll take a quick look out at our live eye camera. Tim, how is the day looking today?
It hasn't looked bad at all, Jess. In fact, we've had a lot of sunshine, a few scattered clouds from here to there. Live eye camera right there around the Grovetown exit, kind of looking into what was Horizon Parkway, looking out towards the CSRA. There's been a little bit of wet moisture out across northern Atlanta and into the upstate of South Carolina. Hasn't really been a concern at all. In fact, we've kind of really held off a lot more of the clouds than anticipated. But as we head on through the afternoon, a cold front is going to be moving on eastward. You can see that it is overcast from Atlanta back to Birmingham, and there is rain associated with that front, mostly where the cloud cover is. But we see plenty of clear to partly cloudy skies from outside of Augusta down to the low country, Savannah, and Brunswick. So we will allow ourselves to keep warm here at lower 80s, in fact, from 3 to 5 o'clock. We're putting that little emphasis on the chance of showers going into the late part of the afternoon, at least if we're going to see any. Right now, still very low chances for rain as that front begins to weaken just a little bit more. 83 to 77 as we head on through 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Looks like the Western Carolina Fair will be opening its gates, and there could be potential for a few light rain showers then. But we'll have more details on the rest of today and a look ahead at the upcoming weekend in just a bit. Jess?
Thank you, Tim. Two people from Augusta are in court after Aiken public safety investigators say they were raising money for a funeral of a dead relative that wasn't actually dead. Let's find out what Chad Mills learned today when the pair stood in front of a judge. Chad.
And Jessica, this is where it all happened yesterday. I'm at the intersection of Fabian Road and Pawnee Drive here in South Aiken. The new Academy Sports is to this direction, and to the other direction is the Whiskey Road Walmart. Investigators say the two suspects were at this four-way stop yesterday holding signs, and I have a picture of the signs they were holding. Let's pull that up right now. You can see it. That sign says, "Help me bury my mom, please donate." And both of the signs have pink ribbons for breast cancer on them. Both of those signs were taken into evidence. Police say this was a scam. Both suspects were in court this morning. News 12 was too. This is video of 21-year-old Kendra Morris, 20-year-old Zachary Sims also was in front of a bond judge today. Both were given bond. The bond was around $3,000, but both seemed to show no remorse in the courtroom this morning. Now, investigators say when they responded out here yesterday, they had their work cut out for them, but the stories from both of the suspects really didn't add up. They gave a different name for the funeral home where their dead mother allegedly was, and in fact, one of the suspects had the name of that mother wrong. That's what an incident report says. Both were charged with soliciting without a permit or license, which is illegal in the city of Aiken, and both were charged with obtaining money under false pretenses. Now, an incident report says both suspects were able to collect $664 and some change in just about an hour's time. Of course, we'll have much more on News 12 at 5 o'clock. We've been hearing from many of you on Facebook and through email. Live here in South Aiken, Chad Mills, News 12.
All right, something a lot of us would have fallen for. Thank you, Chad. A South Carolina man accused of sexually assaulting a woman he held captive for 3 months will stay in jail. A judge denied bond for 52-year-old Paul Rawl Jr. The victim was a woman who lived with Rawl as his girlfriend. Authorities say beginning in July, Rawl would not let the woman leave their home and sexually assaulted her as many as 9 times a day. Authorities arrested Rawl Tuesday after he took the woman to see a doctor.
She finally convinced him to let her go to a doctor because he had beaten her pretty brutally with his hands and fists and shoved her head through the sheetrock, putting a big hole in one of the rooms.
Now, authorities say the woman told doctors of this alleged abuse. Rawl is facing charges of first-degree criminal sexual conduct, criminal domestic violence, and kidnapping. As Election Day nears, another chance for you to size up the candidates for the District 127 seat before voting. The Augusta branch of the NAACP is holding a candidate forum today at New Zion Hill Missionary Baptist Church. That event starts at 7 tonight. All 3 candidates, Diane Murphy, Brian Prince, Diane Evans, are all set to attend and answer questions. They are vying for the seat left open after the death of House Representative Quincy Murphy. We're on your side if you're looking for a job. Goodwill's Diversity Career Fair starts today at 1 p.m. at the Snelling Center that is off Washington Road at Fury's Ferry Road. More than a dozen businesses will be on hand to talk about possible openings. These people were part of yesterday's job fair boot camp. A South Carolina Senate proposal would hike fines and jail time for driving violations in construction zones. Speeding in construction zones now carries a maximum fine of $200 and 30 days in jail. Under the proposal, the fine would be increased to a minimum $250, and if someone in a vehicle is hurt, the offender could be sentenced to a $1,000 fine and 30 days in jail. Plus, injuring construction workers could cost you a maximum fine of $5,000 and 2 years in prison. A driver who kills a highway worker could be fined $10,000 and sent to prison for 3 years. A family of bears has been running around in one Georgia town. This is in Suwanee. Late in the afternoon, the bears appeared in a field near the Chattahoochee River in Forsyth County. Apparently, Mama Bear and her 3 cubs just wanted to gallop around. Drivers stopped their cars, got out, took pictures of the animals. Now, State DNR says they're just going to leave the Bear family alone since the area is pretty rural still. Now for a look at what we're working on for later today. Coming up on First at 5, statistics show a large number of parents cannot even read to their children. We're on your side with a program helping older students get back to the books. And on News 12 at 6 o'clock, continuing coverage to the end of the government shutdown. Find out what the agreement means for local services and families who have been waiting days for Congress to cooperate. But first, up next, we're going to show you some scary surveillance video of the mall shooting in Kenya.
Weather-wise, we are going to be looking at a cold front on the way, and ahead of it, there could be a few scattered showers towards the late afternoon drive and this evening. And we'll be looking at a cooling trend as we head on into the upcoming weekend. Your forecast is coming up next. Stay with us.